Good morning and welcome to the Liberty Never Sleeps Patriot Podcast, the most banned podcast on social media. I'm your host, Purcell. You can follow the show at our website at libertyneversleeps.com, where you can find links to us on all the social media sites. The show is available to subscribe to also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, or your favorite streaming device. Make sure to subscribe to our show on one of these services and hit the little bell button to get daily updates. And remember, for a membership fee, you can get the video of the show and these shows emailed to you on a daily basis as they come out. Good morning. So things continue to go well for me. Last chemotherapy is next week. Trying to get back to 5 hours a week of programming. It'll happen very shortly. Doing very well. Doctors say, yeah, we've got it on the run. The radiation will probably get rid of most of the rest of it. We'll hope for the best, okay? But I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I got to tell you, it seems to me that the world is getting a lot angrier, isn't it? I mean, just out in public. I got to tell you a story. It happened to me during the Easter break before I began chemotherapy, like back in February. I wanted to tell this story sooner, but I just forgot to or didn't have time to, didn't feel the need. But I felt the need today because I want to address it. There seems to be a more polarization of just people in public. I mean, it's more than just getting in arguments on social media. Now people get into arguments for any reason at all. I'll give you an example. Before I started this whole thing, I wanted to get the house like chemo ready. I wanted to have a couple things done to the house, buy some new clothes, that kind of thing. And I said to my better half, I said, I got to go out and I got to get a doggy gate because I was tired of answering the door and having to push the dogs back if somebody comes in or I greet somebody or the barking. I wanted a gate because we have a long foyer like that leads to the front door. And I could put a baby gate and I could keep the dogs pinned back so that I'd go to the door and answer it if I needed to. Not that I answer the door very much. Most of the time I Archie bunker them. But you understand, I wanted to, because I didn't want to deal with this when I was sick. So I said, I'm going to go out to Walmart. This was back in February, March. And as I walk into Walmart, I grab a cart because I know I got to get a baby gate, which is big. Plus, I wanted to get some dog food, one of those 20-pound bag dog food. I wanted to get a bunch of stuff for the dogs, maybe a doggy toy or something. As I walk into the Walmart with my cart, minding my own business, there's a big display of marshmallow peeps for Easter. And I said, how about, I mean, it was huge. It was like taller than me and wider. It was all different flavors of peeps. They had a big peeps thing. And I said, I haven't had peeps in I don't know how long. Maybe since I was a kid, you know? So I said, I think I'll get a box of peeps. And I just picked one at random. I think it was just the plain yellow ones, you know? They make them now in 100 different flavors and whatnot. But that's a little too much for me. I just wanted a box of peeps. I said, I haven't had peeps in a while. Just grab a box of peeps, throw it in the cart. As I'm walking away with my cart and my box of peeps, little box of peeps in the cart, a guy bitches at me that I'm taking a cart that's too big for my... Oh, what are you doing taking a big cart for such a small load? Can't you just carry it? I mean, out of the blue. I just random, out of the blue. Grumpy old man, right? And I was going to say something back. But I thought the better of myself. Because here in Arizona, you just don't want to pick a fight with a stranger. Everyone's armed. Everyone is looking for a fight. You know? Looking for an excuse to shoot somebody. And so I just minded my own business and kept walking. But I thought to myself, well, what are you being stupid about this for? Do you think this is the only thing I'm going to buy today? Right? It's like, do you think that I got a cart just for the marshmallow peeps? I guess he did. He didn't think that I would go back into the store and buy other stuff and fill up the cart. So, oh, it's a big old cart. That's somebody who's looking for a fight. Everyone is angry. Everyone is pissed off. Everyone is angry because of the inflation. They can't make ends meet. They're looking for an excuse. You wonder why shootings are up. You know, there was this Atlanta shooter. We haven't learned all the details yet. Yesterday, walked into a medical office building, shot up a waiting room full of people, killed somebody, injured 4 others. Can you imagine? You go in there for a doctor's visit. You're already probably in pain, or you got something else going on with you, and some jerk comes in and starts shooting the place up, and then you got to add insult to injury. To make a bad visit worse, you got to go now to the doctor for the shot that you got while waiting for your other whatever you were waiting for. Everyone is angry. And so that's why these little mass shootings go up, because everybody's on edge. Every last little thing is now magnified 100%. And then you add social media to it. And it just adds gasoline to the fire. So everyone is angry. Everyone is mad. Everyone is pissed off. Everyone except the president, who sits there and makes jokes about not talking to the press. He's the only one who seems to be happy these days. He thinks he's the greatest president ever. He says, I've signed all this legislation. Well, there's not legislation. It's executive orders, you moron. You senile old fuddy-duddy. They probably tell him, oh, it's legislation. Here you go. Sign this. Press hard. 3 copies. Your son asked to have this done. He needs this done. He's working with this company. Oh, okay. This will save the environment. Oh, okay. Going after air conditioners, going after natural gas stoves. I mean, this guy has got to be the most hated president in history. And he's running for re-election. And the fact is he might win. That's what's scary. Colorado's teachers union. They passed a resolution saying capitalism is evil. I mean, this kind of stuff is spreading in our country, and it's like wildfire. This kind of moronic behavior, and everyone's pissed off about it at everyone else. And if you try and argue a point, forget it. So he's mad at me because I had marshmallow peeps in my cart. Like, what difference is it to make if I did? Even if I did, had a small item in a big car, what's the big deal? What's it to you? You know, that's what I felt like saying. What does it matter to you, what I put in my cart? Why is that such a big fucking issue for you? But, you know, like I said, this is why shootings are up. Little arguments turn into big arguments. Little issues turn into big issues. It's like the transphobic shooter, which we still don't have a manifesto on. We still don't know a motive on. Obviously, something was gigging this person to go into a school and shoot school children. I mean, they haven't even passed laws or whatever, and she's already doing this. That's how angry she was. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being so angry that you're going to take your anger out on little kids and shoot them? That's what I mean. Everything is blown out of proportion. My little marshmallow peeps in a cart is an issue to somebody walking through the supermarket. Like, what difference does it make? You know? Anyway, we've got to talk about a bunch of subjects today. We've got to talk about electric vehicles in the military, border security. Biden is sending 1,500 troops to the border for what? To escort more illegal immigrants in, I guess. Got a writer's strike. I want to talk a little bit about Gone with the Wind. It was the anniversary, like the 100th anniversary of Gone with the Wind. I want to talk about that. And a little bit about Clarence Thomas, which they're going after now because he's the oldest justice and he's one of the most conservative justices. And they're trying to get him impeached or thrown off the court so Biden could get a pick before he croaks or before he gets thrown out of office by crowds of people who are angry at every last little thing he's doing. We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this brief but important message.